You may have your favorite air conditioning guy coming over and saying, hey, guess what? That funky noise in your attic and in your backyard is your air conditioning system needing to be replaced. Or maybe he can fix it, but the ductwork is full of dust mites and all kinds of crud, and you're getting dust all over your house, and it needs to be just repaired. So I contacted a friend of mine, Jarrod Scott, with Aero. It's a company that provides a sealing technology for your air conditioning ducts. It's a great product, and welcome to the show, Jarrod.
Thanks, Alex. Happy to be here.
Great. It's great to see you, my friend. Aero, tell us exactly what Aero is chemically. I mean, what is this? Is this like spray paint going in your ductwork, just tell us what it is.
Yeah, so the Aero process involves a liquid sealant. It's actually a vinyl acetate polymer that's suspended in water. For all the chemical engineers out there, if you want to know.
Well, you just lost me. Okay.
I know. I repeat that because I don't know what it means. No, it is actually a very, very safe product. So it's the vinyl acetate polymer is very similar to other very similar types of plastic materials. So actually very similar to what's in hairspray and chewing gum, believe it or not.
Wow.
So the sealant itself is extremely safe, and it's used in our equipment. Takes it from a liquid form, heats it up, and atomizes it into the duct system, and those little particles float through. Physics takes over. I'm being very brief here, but it takes over and seals up the gaps. So
so when it goes in, is it like a fog?
It is. So it looks like a mist, right? Very, very concentrated mist right at the, we're coming right off the system, but as it goes downstream in the duct, it goes to attach to the duct surfaces. If you think about it, like these little particles build up on the duct material itself and then upon each other, and it just closes up the gap.
Oh, wow. That is amazing. That's amazing. So walk us through the process for a homeowner that is thinking that they need this. Who would they call? Would they call their AC guy, or would they call you, or who would they call?
It's a good question. So if they're looking to get connected to an AeroSeal dealer near them, they absolutely can reach out to us. Aeroseal.com. In fact, our directory online is directory.aeroseal.com, and that they can pick the state there. Also, feel free to call in to the toll-free number, 877-959-8421, if they want to get connected to someone locally. But it is typically an HVAC contractor or a duct cleaner. So duct cleaners also, they're able to discuss, certainly clean the ducts, but also discuss why the ducts are getting dirt in them in the first place. And typically that's going to be because of poor airflow, which is what AeroSeal fixes.
And so in older homes in the Southwest and in my part of the country, where we really depend on our air conditioning for probably 8 months out of the year, maybe longer some years, maybe 9 months some years. We only have a couple of months of really time when we don't run our air conditioning. We still run our heat.
Yeah.
And so actually, I get, now that I'm thinking of it, we have almost a 12-month a year use of this equipment.
Right.
When what we have found over the years is that we have a lot of air leakage that's tied to old installation methods that just didn't last. Where they would use duct tape to tie things together. They didn't cement. They didn't have the epoxy cements and things like that we've now, of course, since updated all of our installation processes and our focus on making things more energy efficient, which was really what we were trying to do. And then we found that it cleared up a lot of other things. It cleared up dust in the house. It cleared up, people sneezing all day long and things like that. Is there a certain time of year that you would expect to get more traffic for this product, like maybe now that people are starting to use their air conditioner? I'll have my air conditioner on this weekend. That's how hot it's getting here.
Yeah, I think we're there, right? In most parts of the country, I know here in Ohio, where we're based out of, it's expected to get up to 80 today. So I'm sure a lot of AC systems will get turned on here. And for HVAC contractors that are AeroSeal dealers, it does make sense to bring this to the attention to homeowners, because homeowners are often, they're struggling with comfort. Right? Comfort's going to be something that, as a homeowner, you're feeling or not feeling every day. The air quality aspect in a lot of areas right now, super high pollen issues right now, where it's causing allergy situations, and depending on where you're at and how your system is functioning, can actually be higher pollen concentrations in the home than outside of the home. And then they're also looking at it from an energy savings point. So at the system replacement process, if your system, if it breaks, or if it's time to consider having a new one installed, that brand new piece of equipment is going to be attached to the same old ductwork that has the leaks and is needing repair. So it's a great time to consider it, but it can also be something to solve directly, or be a component of solving directly a component or an uncomfortable room or level in your home. So the second floor often is warmer in the summer and cooler in the winter than the first floor, where often the thermostat's going to be located in a single thermostat and single system home.
One of the things that I've learned is that air conditioning ducts, where we for years have used flex duct in a lot of homes.
Yep.
And flex duct is just basically a plastic tube that's ribbed. It's sort of like an accordion, and that has to affect airflow. That must be just kind of creating friction inside that thing, and where on a long run, I can see how it could really affect the amount of air that could get to a certain room, and if you have connecting rooms to that duct like a trunk line, then everything at the end of it, which is coming out of the vent, is where you see the issues. If you it seems like this would help with that by just kind of, I know it's not going to fill in the rib places, the little unevenness, but just making the overall surface a little smoother, a little less gappy.
Yeah, I'll use that, less gappy. So
yeah, less gappy.
So yeah, to your point, yes, FlexDuct is very convenient for running addressing or running a duct to register. So, but it does. It's not very durable, and if over years it can wear, or if there's access, people in the attic moving it around, putting things on it,
stepping on it.
Yes. But the other key area, not just on that flex connection to the boot or to another metal connector, where it is going to leak a lot. So it'll address those as well. And so the key here with AeroSeal is it doesn't encapsulate or line the ducts with the material. It's going to pinpoint those leakage spots and seal it up, making it less gappy.
Let's talk about I look at houses every now and then that have metal duct. I have one recently that there was a bunch of rusty areas, like when the house had the original duct from the 1950s in it, and it was all metal duct. And of course, it had been insulated from the outside. They wrap it with what looks like a foil with insulation underneath it. When we pulled some of that back, we found rusty areas in that duct. And I immediately, of course, my reaction was, well, it's got to be replaced. But the air conditioning guy one of them, the homeowner talked to, didn't agree with that. It sounds like this would be something that could help situations like that. Now, the way I look at it is when I have rusty spots in that ductwork, then I have a porous area in that duct. In other words, that rust has just, it's people don't understand that when you have that rust in there, it's actually disintegrated that metal. And so it's almost like if you looked at it with a microscope, or maybe not even that, you can actually see through it, and air's coming in and out of that. It's one of the reasons that it's rusty. It's had moist air coming in and out. Is this the type of product that might help me get a little more longevity out of that situation?
Yeah, it sure can. So depending on how much rust that you were seeing in that case, that maybe the right thing is to replace it, but it can also, in the situation using AeroSeal, could be treated to stop the rusting. And then the big thing, and that causes the rust in the first place, is moisture and condensation. So condensation is going to happen when cold air meets warm air, and there's dew point involved. And without going too far into that, it's going to cause that moisture accumulation on the metal duct, right? Just the same way as you take a cold glass of tea and you set it out in a hot and humid environment, that condensation forms on the outside. That same situation occurs when you have cool air running through and it meets warm air. So with AeroSeal sealing that off, there's no leakage. Mm-hmm. So that cold air doesn't escape to the warm air outside, and it flows through the ducts the way that it's really designed to. Hmm. So in the South, in high humid areas, especially, and actually there's a lot of humid areas in the North too during the summer. Mm-hmm. But when ducts are especially located in the attic, this is a very common occurrence. And we have a number of dealers that are doing this specifically to cut down on that condensation and the moisture. And the other thing that's to be concerned about a little bit is when you have that moisture like that in a dark, warm, moist place like an attic
done dry.
or a basement, mm-hmm. you can get an organic or a mold growth. And you definitely want to make sure you're avoiding that, because that's going to go into the air quality aspect of it, which is another component of AeroSeal.
So lastly, what do people need to worry about whether the house is occupied when this is done? Can they stay in the house, or do they need to leave for the day? Or tell us about that.
Yeah, we would say that they can be in the house. The big thing with contractors is to, as they're connecting this equipment and setting it up, I think it's up to their preference, but they can be there. It is safe to be there. And it's kind of cool to see, to be honest. But it's typically done in anywhere from, depending on the size of the home and how many systems, from 4 to 8 hours worth of work for the HVAC contractor. And like I said, it is very amazing to see it. I get to see it all the time, and it's one of those things that it's just very passionate about. So I love to be able to be on the site and see how contractors perform and work too.
Wow, that's fantastic. Well, thank you so much. And how do people find AeroSeal?
So the best way to connect with us is www.aeroseal.com. And then I mentioned the toll-free number. It's 877-959-8421.
Jarrod, I really appreciate you taking time out to be with us today. It's been very, very interesting.
Well, thank you. It's been a pleasure, Alex. I appreciate the offer to be here.
Sure. Good luck with your product. I think it's awesome. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Hey, don't forget to follow us on all your social media. Like us on Facebook, subscribe and share on YouTube, and check us out on all your social media platforms. Don't forget to watch Remodel Revolution on your smart TV, on Texas Weather Tracker TV, on Roku, Android, Apple, and Amazon TV, Sundays at 1 and 3 p.m. Central Standard Time.